I have with me today Tom Leidigh with Infinity, and we're super excited to talk about a topic that is maybe a little different from normal conversations, I think, especially business conversations. PACE is reaching out to some of our valued members to get their thoughts on some end of year and new year thoughts and maybe goals. So Tom, thanks so much for joining me for this. I look forward to just having a conversation on your thoughts around some New Year ideas.
You're not going to be a very happy person. Not only just about what scarcity versus abundance is, but how you can implement abundance strategies into your organization. I raised my hand and said, yes, I want to learn more. And I want to do this not only for myself and for Infinity, but for our employees, our stakeholders, our families, so that everyone's life can be enriched.
I love that idea of not only for yourself, but taking that step. How does this affect business? Because I think maybe a lot of us have, like you say, read about this and heard about this topic, but more from a personal standpoint. So I'm curious how you mentioned employees.
You know, at Infinity, we do some things that are unusual relative to sort of the status quo of how companies celebrate and so forth. But we start our morning every morning with our leadership team and then each department with a gratitude call. And it's just simply going around a room of people that are participating, and within like 10 to 15 seconds, you let them know what happened that was really positive from the day before. And that does a couple things. One, I mean, it starts your day off on the right foot.
Absolutely.
Two, it gets you understanding what other people's successes are. And three, it oftentimes can generate ideas around, oh, I didn't know so-and-so was working on this. I worked on something similar a year ago. Maybe I could help them. We build cadences like the gratitude meeting. We have energy meetings 3 times a week for the entire company. And we get to cover topics. Sometimes they're company updates. Sometimes they're training tips on how to do your job better. And then probably the most important one, which is every Friday, is it's recognition of what we did that week and celebrating the successes that we have.
That sounds like a lot of meetings, Tom. Am I going to get a lot of calls saying I could never implement that many meetings?
You shouldn't, because the gratitude call is 3 minutes. So part of the training is you want these quick bursts of energy and sharing, but you don't want to take away from productivity. So that's a great point. You can accomplish this without a lot of major investment.
How did that play into what obviously has been a really tough, challenging year?
You have 2 ways to look at something that we were facing last February, March, which was the pandemic with COVID. And again, I think with an abundance sort of philosophy and approach, I think in a time of difficulty like we've been through this year, you know, you either have a strong team that comes together and works and learns and deals with some of the adversity that a pandemic or COVID has presented to us, or you go into sort of that scarcity mindset and life's not very good.
Is this something, Tom, that you talk to clients about as well? I mean, it's not just maybe internally, but how does abundance and versus scarcity affect maybe your relationship with clients?
It's a great question. We were going through RFPs and different bids for new relationships and new clients 5 years ago. The question, if it was a sales program, the question was, can you sell? Show me case studies of numbers of where you blew away the quota or the budget or the forecast. Can you sell?
Right.
In today's world, that question is down the list. And the first question and first set of qualification that I've seen, especially from enterprise-wise clients, is, are we aligned from a brand and cultural standpoint? Because you're going to be out selling our product to our prospects on an outsourced basis. So we want to make sure you value the same things that we do.
Right.
So some of those things include diversity and inclusion. Some of those things include having fun and celebrating and being in a mindset of gratitude and growth. But those cultural ideas and platforms are really important. And so when we present, we not only reinforce the things that we do, like the energy meetings and gratitude huddles, but we have symbols. We have, when we do site visits or someone comes to visit us, we'll give them a nice gift bag, and they'll have a gratitude rock in there that they can carry either in their pocket or the briefcase to remind them. It'll have something about a 10x mindset, and then some fun stuff like Yetis and golf balls and things like that.
I love the gratitude rock. I've seen those before. That's great.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice for your fellow PACE members heading into the new year, or anyone watching this, any advice heading into the new year? Is this a good time to level set? Is this a good time? Maybe you have some people we can follow, or podcasts, or books you've read, anything, any advice on how we can kind of embrace this heading into the new year, especially?
First of all, when you go through something like we have in 2020, again, from a mindset of gratitude, the year's almost over. It does appear that we at least have 6+ months of more, as vaccines get out and things just hopefully return to whatever this new normal is. We really don't know. I think all of us can have really solid plans for our business. I'm a firm believer in you create clarity with your team on your plan. And so whatever circumstances each company is part of PACE are facing, hopefully, they put together a solid business plan, inspire their people to get behind it and participate in it. Recognition is half a problem solved. So right there, you're kind of like right at half empty or half full. So
Right.
You're at an even place if you recognize all these things. So now you have to decide, is that half full or half empty?
Thank you, Tom, so much. I want to thank you, especially you've been a PACE member for a long time and are really a leader in the association, and I know in the industry. And so I want to thank you for that, especially, and for sharing all of this with us. I think it's great advice and some great stories, and good food for thought, I think, for everyone.
Yes, well, thank you. I appreciate it, and have a great day.
Thank you, and Happy New Year.